New York City, a name synonymous with towering skyscrapers, bustling streets, and a melting pot of cultures. This global metropolis, a beacon of human ambition and ingenuity, has a captivating history that stretches back centuries. Long before the arrival of Europeans, the land that would become New York City was inhabited by indigenous peoples, their lives intertwined with the rhythms of nature. The story of New York City is a testament to the enduring human spirit, the clash and fusion of cultures, and the relentless pursuit of dreams. From its humble beginnings as a Dutch trading post to its rise as a global powerhouse, New York City's journey has been marked by pivotal moments that have shaped its destiny. The arrival of European explorers in the 16th century, the establishment of Dutch settlements, and the eventual British takeover all played a crucial role in shaping the city's early history. This essay delves into the fascinating origins of New York City, tracing its evolution from pre-Columbian times to the British naming in 1664. The story of New York City is a microcosm of the human experience itself. It is a story of exploration, of migration, of conflict, and ultimately of resilience. It is a story that continues to unfold today, with each passing generation adding their own unique verse to the city's ever-evolving narrative. As we explore the early chapters of New York City's history, we gain a deeper appreciation for the forces that have shaped this iconic metropolis, reminding us that even the grandest of cities have humble beginnings. Centuries before the arrival of Europeans, the land we now know as New York City was part of Lenapehoking, the traditional territory of the Lenape people. The Lenape, also known as the Delaware or Lenni Lenape, were an Algonquian-speaking indigenous people who inhabited a vast region encompassing present-day New Jersey, eastern Pennsylvania, southeastern New York State, western Long Island, and parts of Delaware. They were a diverse group of people with a rich culture and a deep spiritual connection to the land. The Lenape lived in small, scattered villages, relying on hunting, fishing, and agriculture for sustenance. They were skilled hunters, fishermen, and farmers, adapting to the diverse ecosystems of their homeland. The Lenape were also skilled artisans, crafting intricate pottery, baskets, and tools. Their lives were governed by the seasons, and they held a deep reverence for the natural world, believing in the interconnectedness of all living things. The Lenape people had a complex social structure, with clans and villages organized around kinship ties. They had a strong oral tradition, passing down their history, beliefs, and customs from generation to generation through stories, songs, and ceremonies. The Lenape believed in a spiritual realm inhabited by spirits and deities who influenced their lives. They performed rituals and ceremonies to honor these spirits and to seek their guidance. The arrival of Europeans in the 16th century would forever alter the lives of the Lenape people. The encounter brought about profound changes, including the introduction of new diseases, the displacement from their ancestral lands, and the erosion of their traditional way of life. Despite these challenges, the Lenape people have demonstrated remarkable resilience, preserving their cultural heritage and maintaining their connection to their ancestral homeland. The year 1524 marked the first documented European encounter with the land that would become New York City. Giovanni da Verrazzano, an Italian explorer sailing under the French flag, navigated his ship La Dauphine along the Atlantic coast of North America. In April of that year, Verrazzano sailed into what is now New York Harbor, becoming the first European to lay eyes on the future site of the city. Verrazzano's descriptions of the harbor and the surrounding land were recorded in his logbook, providing valuable insights into the region's geography and the indigenous people who inhabited it. He described the harbor as a very agreeable situation located within two small hills, in the midst of which flowed to the sea a very great river. Verrazzano's voyage marked the beginning of European exploration of the New York Harbor area, paving the way for future expeditions and settlements. Just a year later, in 1525, another European explorer, Estevão Gomes, a Portuguese navigator sailing for the Spanish crown, explored the Atlantic coast of North America. Gomes' voyage took him to the entrance of New York Harbor, where he observed the mouth of a large river. He named the river Rio de San Antonio, which would later become known as the Hudson River. While neither Verrazano nor Gomez established permanent settlements in the New York Harbor area, their voyages were significant in raising European awareness of the region's potential. Their explorations marked the beginning of a new era, one that would see the arrival of more Europeans, the establishment of colonies, and the irreversible transformation of the land and its indigenous inhabitants. Section 4. Henry Hudson's exploration, a river to the New World. In 1609, nearly a century after the voyages of Verrazano and Gomez, the English explorer Henry Hudson, sailing for the Dutch East India Company, embarked on a voyage that would have far-reaching consequences for the future of New York City. Hudson's mission was to find a westward passage to Asia, a goal that had eluded European explorers for centuries. While his quest for a northwest passage proved unsuccessful, Hudson's voyage led to the discovery of a magnificent river that would bear his name. In September 1609, Hudson's ship, the Half Moon, sailed into the harbor that Verrazano had described decades earlier. Hudson and his crew spent several days exploring the harbor and the lower portion of the river, interacting with the local Lenape people. Hudson's logs described the river as a very pleasant land to see, teeming with wildlife and inhabited by very well-mannered people. Hudson's exploration of the river that would bear his name was a pivotal moment in the history of New York City. His voyage established a Dutch claim to the region, laying the groundwork for the establishment of the colony of New Netherland and the founding of New Amsterdam, the precursor to New York City. Hudson's discovery of the river also opened up the interior of North America to European exploration and trade, forever altering the destiny of the continent. Section 5. New Netherland, the rise of Dutch influence. Following Henry Hudson's exploration of the river that would bear his name, the Dutch wasted no time in asserting their claim to the region. In 1614, the States General of the Netherlands granted a charter to the New Netherland Company, granting them exclusive trading rights in the area between the 40th and 45th parallels. This charter marked the official beginning of Dutch colonization in the region that would become New York. The Dutch established trading posts along the Hudson River, including Fort Nassau near present-day Albany in 1614 and Fort Orange on the site of present-day Albany in 1624. These forts served as centers of trade with the local Native American tribes, particularly the Lenape, exchanging European goods for furs and other commodities. The fur trade proved to be highly profitable for the Dutch, attracting more settlers and solidifying their presence in the region. In 1625, the Dutch West India Company, which had taken over control of New Netherland, established a permanent settlement on Manhattan Island. This settlement, christened New Amsterdam, was strategically located at the southern tip of Manhattan, commanding the entrance to the Hudson River and offering a natural harbor for ships. New Amsterdam quickly became the center of Dutch colonial life in North America, attracting settlers from various parts of Europe seeking new opportunities. The Dutch governed New Netherland with a relatively tolerant approach, allowing for freedom of religion and encouraging immigration from various parts of Europe. This policy contributed to the colony's diverse population, which included Dutch, Walloon, French Huguenot, German and Scandinavian settlers. The Dutch also established a system of government that granted a degree of self-governance to the colonists, laying the foundation for New York's tradition of civic engagement. Section 6. Juan Rodriguez, New York's first immigrant. The story of New York City is a tapestry woven with the threads of countless individual lives, each contributing to the city's rich and complex history. Among these individuals, Juan Rodriguez holds a unique distinction as the first non-Native American inhabitant of the island of Manhattan, predating the arrival of the Dutch. Born in Santo Domingo, now the Dominican Republic, Rodriguez arrived in Manhattan in 1613, several years before the establishment of New Amsterdam. He worked as a trader and interpreter, facilitating trade between the Lenape people and European traders. Rodriguez's multilingual skills and knowledge of the region proved invaluable in those early days of European contact. Rodriguez's story challenges the traditional narrative of New York City's founding, highlighting the presence of people of African descent in the region before the arrival of the Dutch. His story also speaks to the interconnectedness of the Atlantic world in the 17th century, a time of exploration, colonization, and the transatlantic slave trade. While much of Rodriguez's life remains shrouded in mystery, his presence in Manhattan serves as a reminder that the history of New York City is far more diverse and complex than often acknowledged. His story is a testament to the contributions of individuals from all walks of life who have shaped the city's identity since its earliest days.